Hello everyone, you're welcome to your best platform once again, where you are taught social studies and then you also acquire different learning methods that you can apply in your lessons. Thanks for being here. We need to quickly go into what we have for the day. Keep sharing my videos and make sure you like and comment. If you have questions, put them in the comment section. Right. Okay, so what are we looking at in this lesson? I want us to talk about sources of funds of district assemblies or the local government, okay? Where they get their financing from, where they get their money from, what do they use the money for? And we already know. In my previous video, I spoke about what they do in terms of the mobilization of funds and the initiation of projects. If they want to initiate the projects, they will need money to carry out those developmental projects. So we mentioned provision of pipe and potable water facility. We mentioned place of convenience. We talked about the feeder roads. And then we also mentioned a lot of things that are pressing issues that the people actually complain about. So if the authorities are put in charge to manage the district or run the administration, probably they have to make sure that these things are provided to make the people living in the various communities comfortable. All right, let's go straight into the sources. Where do they get their money from? Okay, so before that, do this. All right, so our first point here we'll talk about will be grant in aids. So this is coming from the government. So government grant in aids is one of the sources that we can talk about. This is so important, and I'm starting with it because we have the general grant, which is also called the block grant, and then we also have the specific grant, and the specific grant is also known as the percentage grant. That is where we have 70% of the district assemblies source of fund coming from the government, okay? And this is now called the district assembly common fund. So when you hear district assembly common fund, it has to do with a specific grant or the percentage grant. Now, this one is specific. And if there is a project that has become a pressing need of the people, the money is released by the government to the district or the local council or the local government for them to use for that specific project. So it could be that they are in dire need of potable drinking water. So that money can be used to fund that project or finance that project. Remember, they will definitely account for that particular fund or money that is given to them. I mentioned general grants, still under the grant in aids. The general grant can be used for any project. So if this money is given, the local government can do a proper assessment or do their own search and look at what the district needs. So actually, it's not something that the government will dictate to them, because the problem or issue or any situation that maybe people in Shai Osudoku district are facing will be different from what people in Pon Katamanso district or maybe the Sunyani municipality, or when you go to Boku or you go to Seshiri also, or any area, they could have different issues. Someone's own could be that they need a place of convenience, public toilet, excuse me. Someone could also or a district could also be in dire need of potable drinking water, schools, feeder roads, and so on and so forth. So that is what the grant in aids mean. So it comes from the government. All right, I hope you understand that area. Okay, let's go to another source. This one is very key and important. It has to do with levies and special taxes. So the levies and the special taxes are also very key. When you come to this, it has a different component or different parts. So under the levies and special, you, the student, you are expected to mention things like property rates. Property rates is key. People who have landed property, immovable property, land, okay, houses, they have to pay property rate on that. And the officials have to go there and get these taxes from them, okay? So that has to do with the levies or the rates. So that is just one side of it. Another part of the rate or the levies has to do with basic rates. So all the people living within that local council or the local government who are 18 years or above are supposed to pay this basic rate. So we hear about the lampo. In the olden days, they used to mention this thing. So basic rate is also very key, and it's also one of the areas where district assemblies or the local government can also get some money from and finance their projects. And then we can also talk about special rates. Mostly these special rates are imposed. Okay, so when they impose them, they are supposed to be used to solve a targeted project or maybe finance that particular project. It could be a workshop, it could be a school building or a KVIP. Okay, all right. So that is what the special rates are also used for. So this point two, I've spoken about basic rate, property rate, and then the special rate. That ends it for that. Let's look at another source. We can also talk about loans. The district assemblies can secure loans from commercial banks or financial institutions. So like GCB, of course, it's for the state. So they can give some loans or credit facilities to these assemblies that need them for special projects. And by all means, they will find a way of repaying because they have to pay back that loan, of course. So loans is also one area where they can also get their money from. All right. Let's look at another area. This has to do with tolls. Tolls. Local government or local council can collect tolls. These tolls can be in the form of market tolls, where they go, they visit these market centers and then meet these people engaging in their daily commercial activities. And when you enter these markets, you realize that the markets have stands. They have places where they sell meat, tomatoes, or let me say vegetables, and then food items, or where maybe they are selling some phone accessories or whatever, these gadgets and so on and so forth. These people are expected to pay or file tax returns on the items or the goods that they sell to the public or their customers. Okay, so they have to make sure that they pay, so they are not sanctioned for that. So the district assemblies or the authorities can get some money from there as well. Road tolls. If we have the road toll booth functioning properly, definitely they will have to also pay, get some money from the people, the motorists who ply the roads or our roads, and then get some funds from there. And that form part of our tools. Okay. Another area also has to do with licensing fees. So license, they can collect license from these people who operate as maybe lotto agencies, of course, people we know in our own locality as choba operators, food vendors, these big time operators. So maybe sporting bets and betting companies that are locally established here, they can get some license from them. We can also talk about the car insurance and all these things, DVLA. So they can also get some money from there. All the cars that are being insured, all the renewal of licensing, these can also be a source of funds or for the district assemblies as well. We can also look at another area, proceed from commercial ventures. If any district use part of their money to engage in maybe poultry farm or poultry production, and they also maybe water or transport services, they can also make some money from there and use it to finance or support the projects in the various districts. So we may not see that everywhere, but if the people, the management of the districts decide that they use part of their money or the monies they earn to engage in these ventures, probably they will make some profits out of that, and they can use it to support their project or fund developmental projects in the district. So proceeds from commercial ventures can also be a great source, of course. All right. Another key area has to do with mounting of signposts or these billboards that we see around. So sometimes we see them, but our mind actually doesn't go there. They look so nice across our road, along the roadside, and then they are there. Of course, those people who put them there are using public space, okay? So as they are using the public space, definitely they will have to pay some money to the district authorities as part of the taxes that they have to pay. So what happens is that they also charge people when they use their signposts or billboards to advertise their product. And if they are making money, definitely they will also have to pay some money to the district authorities. So it's not just for free. You can't just go and build a signpost or a billboard anywhere along the streets or beside the road and be advertising people's products without paying taxes. You have to pay. Let our district get some money so they can also use them to develop our villages, our towns, and our communities. All right. So that is also one area. We can also talk about royalties or sale of land. So these local councils that mostly have the mining areas and these timber producing areas, you realize that there are a lot of foreign investors or even maybe the local ones who go there to buy these space or places and then use them to produce or carry out their business activities. Of course, those people pay royalties or they pay some amount of money to the district as part of the taxes they have to file or their tax returns. And then the district authorities get some money from there to also fund their project. So this is another key area too. Above all these, we can also appeal for funds. The district assemblies can appeal for funds. Of course, sometimes they do it when the NGOs are willing. They can give them some amount of money. They look at some communities where the school buildings are in bad shape, bad condition. They need water. They need, I'm talking about potable drinking water or place of convenience. So these NGOs can come in, or people who want to be committed to their social responsibilities. They can do that. Corporate societies. We have these telecommunication networks, MTN, Airtel, Tigo, coming in to support these communities. Of course, as they do that, they are cushioning the district assemblies. So they take off some financial burden on them, and they are able to provide those facilities for the comfortability of the people living in the communities. And I think that's also very good. And we as individuals too, if we have the means, if we have the strength to support, why not? We can go ahead and meet the authorities and seek their approval, and they will give us a go ahead to carry out any of such projects in our district if the means is there, if the money is there. So all this has to do with the mobilization of funds. If they are able to do it properly, these areas, they can get money from there. Even we didn't talk about court fines. Court fines, they get, because every day there is a case, and all the time we have dispute being resolved. People are sanctioned for road offenses, okay? Yeah, so sometimes they are made to pay some amount of money, and this goes to the districts, yeah. And if they have these monies, of course, or funds, they should be able to make our districts a better place for us to live and enjoy or have proper standard of living. These are some of the sources of funds that district assemblies have, and they can tap into or mobilize them to promote development and growth in the various districts. I believe you have learned something new also here on this particular channel. just this lesson has taught you that, yes, our district assemblies can function if they mobilize these sources of funds properly. Thank you for watching GCL tutorials. And definitely, as you know, I'll come your way again with more powerful, interesting lessons and to make you the best student in your class and excel in your academic career as well. Thank you for watching.